Hey everybody, Tina Brigley here, Facebook Live on WeRise. So Sierra asked me to do a little lesson, a Tuesday lesson with you, and I wanted to talk about the entrepreneurial hustle. And I'm new to this whole entrepreneurial thing because I was a teacher for 12 years and I took a leave of absence to build my health coaching business. And when I made that leap, it was really scary. I'm sure you can all relate. You know, you have this stable job making a good income, and then all of a sudden you're like, you need to create something. You need to create this life. So that's what I did. And I remember one of my first mentors said to me, well, be prepared to give up your life. You're not going to have a life for the next 3 years. I had a trip booked to Portugal. I had a trip booked to BC. And he's like, cancel your trips. You're not going anywhere. You can't. You have to work all the time. That's the life of an entrepreneur. You got to work hard in order to succeed. You got to get to the top. You got to do as much as you can, and you got to not sleep. And for me, I was like, all of a sudden, that was really scary. I had this pretty stable, 8 to 4 job, and now you're telling me I can't sleep and I'm gonna have to eat, breathe, and live this work. So in the beginning, that's what I did. I stayed up late. I tried to juggle. I was doing so much. I was spinning my wheels, and yet I wasn't going anywhere. And I was looking at this funnel system and that funnel system and researching, and it wasn't going anywhere. So then I thought, okay, I need to network. So I started networking, and I joined a networking group, and I was meeting all of these amazing people. And then what I realized is that all this networking is actually generating leads, and people are coming to my business, and people are getting to know me, and I don't even have a system to support this. What if I get an influx of clients? What if this happens? What if that happens? So I had to go back to the drawing board, and I had to really evaluate, what does this whole entrepreneurial thing look like? What do I need to do? What's important? How do I shuffle through all of the information that's coming at me with keeping my head above water? So there are some things that I learned, some tricks of the trade. And I know I haven't been doing this, and I'm probably not the best mentor, but I have learned a lot in the last year about how to hustle but keep your sanity, and how to prioritize what is really important. So I have a few tricks that I want to share with you. Tip number 1, put your oxygen mask on first. You know, when you're in an airplane and they say, in case of an emergency, put your oxygen mask on and take care of everybody else after? As an entrepreneur, we feel like we don't have time to take care of ourselves. We don't have time to exercise. We don't have time to eat healthy. We don't have time. What I really encourage you to do is try and find time, because this is the reality. This is the real gold here that people don't realize. We only do things in life that we get pleasure from. If you're not getting pleasure from being an entrepreneur, if you're not getting pleasure from what you're doing, you're going to sabotage it. You're going to find ways to make your business fail, because deep down inside, you don't really want to be doing it because it's not fun. So somewhere our mindset has to change. We have to realize that what we're doing can be really fun, but we have to be able to take care of ourselves, because if we're not, we're living in a fog. And you've probably experienced this before. Maybe I'm alone, but I don't think so, where you get so caught up in your head. There's a million things racing through your head. I got to do this. I got to do that. You have a list of things that are this high. And you're like, I can't possibly sleep. There's too much to be done. But guess what? Tomorrow you're still going to have that much. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. There's always going to be a list of things that you're going to have to do. And tomorrow's another day. You don't have to get it all done. It's not fun. It's not pleasurable. So make it fun. Relax. So when you're eating healthy, you're clearing the brain fog, you're taking care of yourself, you actually have more energy at the end of the day. I promise you that. If you take time in the morning, take time for yourself, meditate. I don't know if you're into that, but if you just allow yourself to be quiet, you will have more energy at the end of the day. You will have more energy to sustain yourself. Tip number 2. Okay, so put your oxygen mask on. Take care of yourself. Tip number 2, have integrity. And I know that's a big word that we throw around all the time, but I don't know how many people really know what it means to have integrity. Integrity means being your word. When you're playing a big game, when you're up to making big changes and doing big things, you can't always be your word. Things are going to come up. You're going to have to prioritize. You're going to have to reschedule. And if you're not able to follow through, give somebody a call. Give them an email. Follow up with them. Let them know what's going on. Because there's nothing worse than standing somebody up, having a phone call scheduled and not calling them, having a meeting scheduled and canceling 10 minutes before the meeting or not showing up. We're all busy. I get that. And things are going to come up. But as soon as you know that you can't make something, you can't do something, just clean it up. Have some integrity. It's going to go a long way in business, especially because how you show up in one area of your life is pretty much how you show up in all areas of your life. So if something's not working for you, you can guarantee that's going to show up in your business too. Tip number 3. What tips did I have here? Let me see. Put on your oxygen mask. Eat regularly. Be willing to shut it down. Be willing to be okay with having a million things on the go, but telling yourself, you know what, I'm done for the day. Even if that means to watch TV for a half an hour or to read a book. Be willing to step away from what you have to do. Tip number 2, have integrity. So you want to be able to shut it down. Oh, my hair's all messed. You want to be able to know and be okay with the fact there are 100 things on your plate, but tomorrow's another day. Somehow we have this mindset that the quicker we go, the faster we go, the more successful we're going to be. I don't believe that's true. So you want to just slow down. Tip number 4, this was the most important one for me. Those voices in your head, the ones that keep you up late at night, that wake you up in the morning, the ones that are telling you this is too hard, you can't do it, those voices are not your voices. Those voices is your brain's way of saying, you know what, you're about to step into some really big shoes, and that's scary, and that's change. And change is unpredictable, and change is unfamiliar, and we don't like change. So try to get out of your head, however that works for you. Sometimes talking to a friend, talking to a mentor, meditating. I've said this, already, but find a way to clear the clutter in your head, because that clutter in your head is going to tell you, you can't do this. You're not going to make it. Or it's going to tell you, push harder, do more, and you're going to burn yourself out. So pay attention to those thoughts in your head. Another tip, when you are in business, you want to make sure you're really clear about your money issues. Money is a big thing in business, and sometimes we push money away because we're afraid of it, especially if we had this story growing up that we didn't have money, our families didn't have money. You might not think that you deserve to have abundance. You might not deserve to have money. You have to get real with that and kind of dig deep, dig underneath the surface to see, like, am I sabotaging my business because I have this disempowering belief that I don't deserve to have all this money? Or the other thing is, making money, sometimes we have this idea that it should be hard. Sometimes money comes and our business thrives but we push it away because it's just too easy and we feel guilty about that. So pay attention to those guilty feelings. You want to get clear with your money issues. Another valuable tip for me, which I could not have quit teaching to do what I'm doing today if I didn't invest in myself. And personal development is amazing because you really get to know what's underneath the surface, who you are. You get to attract people that are like you. You get to understand your roadblocks so that you can really be successful. So investing in your personal development, some people say to me, are you crazy? I don't have time. I don't have time to go to a workshop. I don't have time to hire a coach. I don't have time to do this. It's like, I'm telling you, when you invest, you find more time. And the other thing that comes out of this is you can create whatever you want when you know the stuff that's underneath the surface. So Sierra is asking, hey, Leanne, the tip about eating regularly. Okay, I'm going to go back to Leanne. So regularly, let's say you wake up in the morning. The first thing you do is you check your computer. You check your emails. One thing leads to another. Next thing you know, you're 2 hours in. You haven't had anything to eat. Make nutrition your priority, even if it's to have a shake in the morning. You want to be able to nourish your body right away. Your body, you fast during the night. You're dehydrated. Hydrate yourself. If you know that you're going to be out, prepare to be out. Bring snacks, bring fruit, bring vegetables, bring hummus, bring nuts, bring something that's easy. Pack a lunch so that you're not tempted to go through the McDonald's drive-thru or go through the Tim Hortons drive-thru. If you're going to be out and you know that you're not going to have time to make dinner, throw something in the crock pot. We always say we don't have time to eat. Make nutrition a priority because it will give you the energy and the clarity to sustain yourself. So that's definitely what you want to do. Prepare, 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 prepare. And I know a lot of young people that I know, like I used to live off of fast food, and for some reason I could sustain that, but I'm telling you, it catches up to you. And before you know it, you're going to be feeling deflated. And I know there was another entrepreneur who was go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. And then she got really sick, and she got sick for a long time. And she had to shut down. She had to shut down. She had to stop. Our body has a unique way of making us slow down, and it might not be the way that you want it to be. People get really sick. People have nervous breakdowns because they can only run off of fumes for so long. Think of your car. The red light comes on. You don't run it empty. You fuel it. You don't want to run on fumes, because if you keep doing that to your body just like a car, you're going to burn the car out. You don't want to burn your car out. You want it to be strong and powerful and healthy and energized. What is your trick to your money blocks? This is a big one. I have a whole session on uncovering your money blocks, but one of the best things that you can do is look at how you were raised. What are the stories that your family has around money? Was money scarce? Were things tight? Did you live in an environment where you weren't sure, where, you know, like you didn't have money for extracurricular activities, you didn't have money to do things that you wanted to do? And I know for me, like I was raised in a family that did not have money. So how this shows up for me in my life is that I want to give everything away. Like I just, you know, okay, don't worry about it. I'll just give it to you. So that's part of my money issue, right? It's like I just want to help and I want to serve, and I give it away because I don't sometimes really appreciate my value, and I don't see the value that I have to offer, and I don't want people to go without. So that's one of my money boundaries that I'm getting over. Some people live in scarcity. Like they feel like they have to hustle so much because at any time the money might be gone. So they want to work, get more and more and more, reach the top of the mountain. But what they realize is that there's never a top of the mountain. There's always going to be more, but we thrive and we push and we push, and then we don't have fun. We miss out on the journey. It's not the destination, it's the journey. So there's a lot of things, and there's a lot of stuff on the internet too. I have definitely a whole money protocol. If anybody wants to really dig deep about this, let me know, and I can help you uncover some of your money boundaries that might be preventing you from being successful. What else? I think I covered most of the tips. I think the biggest lesson that I want to leave you with is that you can have anything that you want in this life. Don't be afraid of looking bad. Don't be afraid of putting yourself out there and failing. Don't be afraid to step outside of what you think is the journey, the destination, the path. We have this idea, our business is going to go this way, I'm going to do X and then Y and then Z. Sometimes other opportunities are presented and it derails us from our original idea. And people are afraid of that sometimes because they think, I might look bad. People might think I'm wishy-washy. Or don't be afraid to follow your own path. Don't be afraid of what other people are thinking. Be your own you and do you well. That makes sense. You just want to be open, because sometimes in our life, if our path is clear, chances are it's not our path, because life is about twists and turns and all of these things that come up that are unexpected, and we learn and we fail and we grow, and that's okay. Don't be afraid to fail, because in every failure there's a learning opportunity. And when you learn, you grow. You can't grow if you're doing everything right. I used to tell this to my students all the time. Mistakes are lessons. Make lots of mistakes, because then I can teach you what you need to do to improve. If we think we know everything and there's no room for improvement, then we're going to stay here. We're going to be happy. It's going to be enough. There's always room to grow. There's always room to improve. So remember, your path doesn't have to be straight. It just has to be your path, and it can be windy and twisty and turny, and that's okay. The other thing is, and I know I could talk forever, but learn to love yourself. Love yourself. I know people are like, come on, Tina, wishy-washy, woo. But really, when you love yourself and you see that your life is already abundant, it's like things just happen. You don't have to hustle to get what you want in life. You can enjoy the ride. You can enjoy the journey. If you don't, you're setting yourself up for failure. There's nothing wrong. In every mistake, in every opportunity, in every interaction, sometimes we look for what's wrong or what we didn't do right. Start looking for what you're doing right and celebrate your successes. Every single day, celebrate what you did well instead of focusing on what you didn't do well or what you didn't accomplish. Focus on what you did accomplish. That will make you feel better and more fulfilled, and it'll give you the energy to keep going. So where can we learn more about you? So you can find me at on Facebook at Tina Brigley Coaching. You can also go to my website, www.tinabrigley.com. I have some blog posts and my programs are on there. I offer a free introductory call if you're looking to better your health, learn more about personal development, if you're looking to uncover your disempowering beliefs about your money boundaries, your body image. I'm the girl for you. But anyways, I just really wanted to contribute to you today. And a lot of things that I'm talking about are just based on my own experiences and what I've learned in this journey. So I hope you got some value from it, and I hope you take something away. And I want to really thank Sierra for inviting me to teach a lesson today. So thank you, Sierra, and thank you, Leanne, for being here, and for anybody else that's watching. Have an amazing night. Keep working, keep being awesome, and I hope to see you and hear from you soon. Okay? Bye, everybody. Unless there's questions. If you have questions, ask questions. Oh, my 14-day challenge. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm running a 14-day challenge. It's a low sugar challenge. And I can do this often, and people will actually get access to my app with free recipes and free daily plans, inspirational messages. It's 2 weeks. You get support from a community, so it's pretty cool. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. I was a little tired today, no caffeine for 2 days, but I don't know. I think doing this talk has empowered me to get my energy back. So again, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Sierra, thank you. I think you're just up to so many amazing things, and you're just such a powerhouse and so awesome. So keep being you and keep doing what you're doing. Leanne too, you're online, so I can say you're just amazing. I'm so glad that you guys are part of my life. So anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye. If I can turn this off. And